Myself, Srimati Shailaja S. Mutinpetimat, Associate Professor in Botany, GP Porwal Arts, Commerce and VV Salimat Science College, Sindhi. Today I am going to deal with the topic pharmacognancy. It is the branch of science which deals with the study of plant drugs. Let us split the word pharmacognancy. So pharma means drug, cognance means knowledge. So pharmacognancy is defined as the branch to study about the plant drugs, its collection, its classification and the structural aspects of the plant drugs. Next, the extensive work on the plant drugs was done by a Russian scientist known as Dr. C.A. Serdar, hence he was called as father of pharmacognancy. When we are dealing with pharmacognancy, it is very much necessary to know about the crude drugs. So, crude drugs are the natural drugs which are obtained from either the plants or the animals, and even in some cases from the minerals also the drugs have been collected. So, here depending upon the use of the plant drugs, earlier there were different medicine branches such as there may be Unani, which is in the Arabic country, then Ayurveda, usually it was started in India, and the next one is Siddha, especially it was specific in the Tamil Nadu. And in all these cases, the information of the medicine was not in a written manner. It was orally transmitted from one generation to the next generation. Next, about the crude drugs. These are the drugs which are directly obtained from the plant products and further processing was not done. It includes only the collection, cleaning and drying. And after drying, the material is directly used as the medicine. Whenever we say the plant is used as a medicine, the plant has the particular chemical substance known as active constituent. So this is the main substance that acts on the different types of disease that are occurring in the human body. And these active constituents are nothing but the secondary metabolites that are synthesized by the plants itself. These secondary metabolites are not actually continuously used by the plants. They are having defense mechanism in the plants. But these secondary metabolites are used by the human beings as the medicines. These crude drugs may be present in different parts of the plants, such as it may be present in the root, stem, rhizome, bark and flower. So here the example for the root is in case of sarpagandha, in stem it may be in the ephedra, rhizome it is in the ginger, the bark it will be in the cinnamon and the flower buds are the clove. So in this way, these in the different parts of the plant we can find the presence of the active constituents. In many cases, animals products are also used as the medicines such as bee wax, gelatin and fish liver oil. So these are some of the products that can be extracted from the animals and that are used in the treatment of different types of disease. Next, coming to the adulteration. The adulteration means whenever a medicine is extensively used for different types of disease, then that medicine actually gains the demand. When any substance gains the demand, there starts the process of adulteration. Either this adulteration may either deteriorate the quality and the purity of the substance or the drug by adding the impure substances or inferior substances. For example, the pepper, in case of black pepper, these are adulterated by using papaya seeds. And in case of clove, there will be mixing of exhausted clove. So, exhausted clove means the clove, which is usually a flower bud of the plant. These are having a particular oil. So, when the oil is removed, then that clove is considered as exhausted clove. It does not have anything. It is just a appears like a stalk. So that type of mixing will be done. So to control this adulteration, there are different mechanisms. One of them is evaluation. So evaluation of the particular drug is done by different methods. The first one is organoleptic. Organoleptic evaluation includes the evaluation by using our sense organs, that is the smell of the drug, the texture of the drug, and the color of the drug, the nature of the drug, which we can identify by our sense organ. It is called as organoleptic. Second one is microscopic evaluation. In this case, the drug is estimated by using the microscopes. So in all these cases, that is in organoleptic, microscopic, physical, chemical and biological evaluation, there will be an authentic sample. There will be an authentic sample. So the record of this authentic sample will be compared with the given sample. If all the characters appear similar, then only the drug will be considered as pure. So authentic sample is very much essential. So organoleptic, we are going to identify by our sense organs. Microscopic, the evaluation is done under microscopes. Physical, this evaluation includes the physical constant such as refractory index, melting point, boiling point, etc. and surface density. So all these are called evaluation of all these factors is called as physical evaluation. Next is chemical evaluation. So the presence of different types of chemicals in the plants is fixed. So evaluation, that is for the particular drug, such type of chemicals must be present. This will be evaluated and then it will be concluded whether the drug is in its pure form or adulterated form. And the last one is biological evaluation. So biological evaluation is here the given drug, the sample drug is used for different types of living organisms. Either it may be microorganisms or different types of animals. So it is usually called as bioassay, how the drug reacts on these animals. So this is called as biological evaluation. Then next is coming to the classification of the drugs. So as there are maximum drugs present in the plant groups, so classification is very important and it makes easy for us to identify the particular drug. So classification is done on different bases. First one is alphabetical. So here in case of alphabetical classification, classification is done by using Latin words and English words, that is A, B, C, D to the Z. So whatever the plants that are coming under A group will be first, B will be second. In this way the plants are arranged in the alphabetical group. The next one is chemical classification. So here the presence of different types of chemicals, either it may be secondary metabolites or it may be primary metabolites. Secondary metabolites are very important because these are the main medicinal active constituents. So depending upon these chemicals, the plants will be classified into different groups. The third one is pharmacological. Pharmacological classification means the particular drug acts on which type of disease. So depending upon this, the plants are classified. So for example, cardiac medicine. Then next one is if the medicine acts on the cancer, they are called as anti-cancer. Then antiviral and anti-malarial. So depending upon the substance or depending upon the organ on which it acts, the plant's drugs are classified, which is known as pharmacological classification. Next one is morphological classification. Morphological classification depends on the morphological structure, whether the drug is present in the root, stem, leaf, flower or the flower seeds. So depending upon the presence of the drug, the drugs will be classified. Then next, coming to the taxonomical classification. Taxonomy is the branch of science in which the plants are grouped into different orders and families. Here also, the plants, the group of the plants which are coming in a particular family are grouped together. So when this classification is done, depending upon the taxonomy, it will be very easy. Then next is, the last one is chemotaxonomical classification. Here, in case of chemotaxonomical classification, it is given importance both for the chemical content present in the plant drug as well as taxonomical aspects. So both these factors are considered and the plant drugs are classified. So this is about the classification of the plant drugs.